Alright guys, welcome to the Maguire Motorsports YouTube channel. Today what we're working on is our 1971 F100 project. I think we're going to have to put a oil pump in it, so that's what we're looking at today. It may take a couple of evenings. Like I say, we're just regular working guys. Work a few hours in the evening. But what we're going to do right now is start draining the oil out of it and start making preparations to pull the oil pan off. And we're going to try to replace the oil pump with the engine still in the truck. The truck hasn't really run much in the last 18-20 years. It was last tagged in 2005. We've had it up and running, but we'd like the oil pressure to be a little better. So that's what we're going to get started on tonight, is prepping to get this oil pump out and get a new one put in. So just hang tight. Remember to like the videos, comment, subscribe, and we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks for tuning in. Alright, so here we are draining oil from the 1971 F100. Got our oil pan laid out. Dad's undoing the drain bolt right now.
Could got 1 inch wrench. I think so, buddy.
Let me go grab you one.
Yeah, this sure ain't. I think it's gonna make it.
What do you want, 7/8?
Bring the 7 and 15 because it is 1 to 2. I don't know which one it was.
Okay.
It's definitely bigger than 13 there.
I can't tell for sure from back here anyways. It's a large head on it. The bottom of that one needs to go in. 7/8, ain't it?
Yeah.
What is, you can't really see the bolt up there, can you?
No.
My guess is that's probably not a truck oil pan. You know?
Might not be. You need to run out this motor.
Yeah. That's gonna make a mess. I can really see it. Where it's gotta hit that cross member. That's another reason why I say it's probably not a truck motor, where it's gonna drain out on the cross member. That's some old oil, isn't it?
Pretty old, yeah. Pretty black.
Yeah. Alright guys, so right now we are still letting oil drain from the 71 F100 project. Dad's under the truck right now. He's currently taking the dipstick out. They just screw down in the side of the oil pan. We're getting ready to lift the motor up a little bit, and we're going to try to throw a new oil pump in the engine without fully removing the engine. We think we can do it just by lifting the motor a little bit. We're going to end up having to take the fan shroud off so that the fan don't go up and hit the fan shroud as we push the motor up. Take Motorsports loose. Don't think we have to touch the exhaust. I think we've got enough play in that to get the motor up enough to slide the pan out. This is day one of it, where we work regular jobs. It'll probably take a couple of evenings, but we'll try to take you guys along for the ride. Truck hasn't been on the road except for the last week or so. In the last, let's see, about 18 years. Really solid truck. I've never really found a bed any better than this one has. There's a few problems we'll address, but we'll show you that in future videos.
Pull the dipstick up to the top.
Alright. So dipstick is officially out. We'll just go throw this back in the bed for now. See back here, we got some cab supports that we'll be putting on in a future video. We've had this project for a little while. We've not got real far on any of it other than getting it up and running a little bit. There's a big flake of paint off the roof, so we've been putting a little primer on it just to keep it protected for a while. But we'll get back at it and we'll catch back up with you guys here in just a few minutes. Alright guys, so we're checking back in. Oil is drained. The dipstick is out. Now we're looking at getting in there and taking the motorsports bolts loose. And we'll also be looking at taking the fan shroud loose. So Dad is tightening the oil pan back up right now just to make sure we don't lose the drain plug. And then we're going to check see what size the motorsport bolts are. In the meantime, I'll probably go ahead and start taking this fan shroud out. See if we can get a little light up here to help us see. That may help just a little bit. So it looks like we got about 4 bolts on the fan shroud. Got one here. Got one right down here. And then a couple more in the same locations on the other side.
So, my guess is that's 3/4 on the.
Alright guys, we finished up for tonight. What we've got done so far is we drained the oil out of the pan. We have took the dipstick out. The motor supports are now loose. We got the fan shroud off and laid back over the engine. Next step will be jacking the engine up in the truck so we can access all the oil pan bolts, and we'll drop the pan and see about getting a fresh oil pump in it. This is where we're going to leave off for tonight. We'll continue this same video though, so we'll see you guys tomorrow evening. Alright guys, it's a couple days since we last filmed. We're still here working on the 1971 F100 project. In the first part of this video, I know we talked about we were just going to drop the oil pan, lift the motor up a little bit and replace the oil pump. After considering a couple days, we figured why not just go ahead and yank the motor. Maybe just do a stock rebuild, a little overhaul. That way we're just confident that everything's good to go. That way we can hop in the truck and drive it basically anywhere. So everything we've done so far is still things that need to be completed. Let me flip the camera around. We're still going to be doing everything we was doing before. The oil pump is already ordered, supposed to be here today actually. But we'll be pulling the radiator out, taking loose everything off the top of the engine. The motor mounts are already out. Right now Dad is under the truck. He's taking the drive shaft out. That's what we're working on right now. And then we're going to be draining the antifreeze here shortly. And hopefully tonight or first thing tomorrow, we'll be able to go ahead and yank the engine out. Right now we're just dropping it out of gear. That way you can spin the drive shaft to take the rest of the bolts out. But that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna go ahead and head under and start helping out. I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed at where we're at. Talk to y'all in a little bit. Alright guys, so we're checking back in. So far we've got basically everything underneath the truck ready for the engine to pull. We got the drive shaft out. We have the, let's see what else. Got the exhaust loose from the manifold, so that's quite a job, as you can imagine. Next thing to do, well, we got a little bit left under the truck to do. We got to find something to plug the back of the tail house, the tail shaft, so we don't leak transmission fluid everywhere. And then we're going to redo our transmission lines. So what the plan is on the transmission lines, I'll try to show you here. Let's see if I can get a little light. As you can see, they're pretty sloppy looking down there. So our intention will be to just cut them and plug them to get them out of the way. And we'll rerun some nice new looking lines. And then got a few items up top here to do: fuel line, of course throttle cable, things like that. Lift the radiator up out of it. But after that, hopefully she'll be ready to pull. As with most of these projects, it always ends up taking a whole lot longer than what you expect, but that's just part of it. So that's where we're at this point. We're gonna go ahead and take a little break. May have to run to town to get a few parts. But till then, that's where we're at. So we're gonna stop for right here. If we work any more this evening, I'll definitely update you guys, and we'll update you guys when we get started on something anyways. So thank you. Alright guys, so we're still in the same video. This is going to be day 3 of us working on pulling the motor out of the 71 F100 project. Motor should be out today. As far as where we're at right now, most things underneath the truck is completed. We've got the drive shaft out, we've got the speedometer cable loose. We're getting ready to do away with the transmission lines. We've got the motor mounts loose, transmission mounts loose. We've got the exhaust manifolds loose. We still got a little bit to do up top, which should be a whole lot easier than what's underneath. Underneath, as far as, I think underneath all that's left, those transmission lines. And of course, dump the antifreeze. So I'll turn you this way, so you can see a little bit about what's going on. We've got still under here. Let's see, we got drain radiator, pull it, fan shroud to come out with that. We have to take the fuel line loose and plug it off. Throttle linkage, we got electrical connector right there to worry about. And otherwise, the power steering pump, we'll take it off, just lay it over to the side. And the whole complete unit should be about ready to take out. Also, just while I'm sitting here looking at the shift linkage, we've got it loose already. So we're getting closer. I'll update you guys as we get a little farther. Also have to mention we are going to take the hood off here shortly, but we'll get to that here in just a little bit. So just wanted to bring you guys up to speed where we're at, and we'll talk to you soon. Alright, so we just got the engine out of the 71 F100. We'll flip you around here so you can see. Alright, so she's out finally. We've put in a couple hours each evening, and we've put probably 4 or 5 hours in today actually. But we got it out of the engine bay now. Got a lot of cleanup to do in there. And here is the 351 that was in the truck when we got it. We're going to go ahead and tear it completely down, do an overhaul on it. Still trying to decide if we want to put a larger cam in it. Do a little paint work, detail work, and we're debating on whether or not to put a 4-barrel on it, where it's still the factory 2-barrel. You guys can let us know in the comments what you think we should do. But we'll go ahead and sign off there. Thank you. Bye-bye.